Hi friends, Jen here with Jen the Wellness Nurse, and I am coming to you today to tell you a little bit about my story and how I got here and how life looks so different for me than it did even just 2 years ago. So I am a wife and mother of three, married my high school sweetheart. He is the love of my life, and my three little ones are my heartbeat. I am a stay-at-home mom, and I'm also a registered nurse for the past 13 years, so that has been my lifelong career and passion. And at the end of the day, I am just like you, exhausted emotionally, physically, hormonally, and just such a hot mess that I really had a hard time finding myself. It was like one day I spun around and was questioning, who am I? Who is this girl? Who have I become? I am not the person who I want to be. I'm grouchy, I'm frumpy, and I am just like a roller coaster. And so with all of that, I was also looking for more natural ways to help my little ones. Conventional, traditional Western medicine just wasn't working for us. And through reading a few studies with my nursing background and digging into things and then reading things from the CDC, I just decided that we needed something better, more natural, something without any side effects, and something that worked. So I was on a search for that for us, for wellness. So I was frustrated with mainstream and what mainstream medicine had to offer. It was just like a brick wall and a dead end for us. So with looking for something that didn't have side effects or any negative effects for my kids, of course, I wasn't naturally thinking about myself and my hormones and how much of a crazy mess I was. But I did fall into this. So through them, because of them, and I am very thankful. As a nurse, I was able to have an amazing nursing job to where I worked from home. I was able to work from my computer and pretty much, um, on the hours that suited us. I would work at night, I would work holidays and weekends, and that was great for a while. But then it got old because, who wants to be spending all the nights and weekends, all the prime time working and stuck to a computer? And although I was home, I really wasn't home, if that makes sense. So that was something that left me dry, left me wanting more time with my kids. It left me downright feeling like there was no fulfillment. There was definitely no gratification there. There was always some kind of threat, something negative. It was a negative place and a negative place to be. And my heart just wasn't pulled there anymore. Although I love nursing, I love helping people, I love just giving and encouraging, and I just wasn't able to do that with the demands of all the hours and all the pulls of what the job entailed for me. So um, it was hard to let that go. It was hard to say, okay, I've worked 13 years on this career. I've capped out on my income, and here we are. This is it. This is the top of the ladder with nursing, and it was quite disappointing. It really wasn't what I expected, especially when I first went into nursing school and started nursing. So, with 13 years in the pocket, I was able to say goodbye to that September of 2016, and it felt so good. It felt so freeing. My husband was at a sales position, where he was soaring. It was his thing. It was his jam. He was just rocking it out, and his company completely got bought out, and his position was completely turned upside down, inside out, into something that he would have never applied for. And it was not even the same position that he was currently working just a few months prior to everything. So a lot of change definitely occurred around 2016 for us. My husband was going to work, spending 2 hours in the commute every day, And it was a very stressful commute. It was a very stressful job with all the demands and new changes. Job roles completely flipped. So it was very hard on him. And it was a struggle because he was working that full time. He was coming home to us. I was a hot mess. And because being at home all day, and then him coming home late, it was very stressful. It was a lot on me, and he knew that I was about to break, and there was no hope in sight. So for us, it was that last straw of us sitting down saying something's got to change, something's got to give, and really not knowing what that was. And so when I found Young Living, I found it for the kids. I found it for helping them physically, having that resource, those tools in my toolbox, my mommy toolbox, which was awesome. It was great, and it definitely did us for a while, for a couple years, And then I started digging deeper, deeper into myself, my emotions, what was going on with me, and finally taking time to take care of me. So I dug into the emotional side of the oils and why I was gravitating towards certain ones, and I just found hope there, and I found something that worked for me. And so once I got that level playing, then we were able to encourage other friends to even do the same thing, and that catapulted my Young Living business. And we saw the results, and Jonathan was able to say goodbye to his sales position at his job, and was able to say yes to his full-time passion, which is worship pastor position at our church, and just able to run full speed ahead with that. And that has been incredible to see him say yes to that and say no to a job that was just draining in so many different ways, and pulling him away from us and tying him away from us. And he knew the people at work more than he knew us, which was sad. It was really sad at the end of the day. So I am incredibly grateful that we found Young Living, and that my best friend told us about how she was using them for her little ones, and I jumped on board with that. And we have found wellness for ourselves, for our kids. We have found purpose for our life. We have been able to dream again. We have been able to see a huge light at the end of the tunnel. And we have also been able to say yes to so many things that we normally wouldn't say yes to, like day dates and time with the kids, and planned vacations that are completely paid for, that we don't have to stress out about. So now that our future is so full of more family time together and intentional memories that we want our kids to have, it's just incredible to look back and say, I'm so glad that I said yes to this. It's something that I never saw would even bring us freedom, financial freedom, a financial freedom to say yes, mental freedom to say yes, and to let go of what was the norm and what was just something that was expected of us in society. You get married, you go get a job, you have a career, you have kids, all of that stuff. And so the typical 9-to-5 punch in, punch out job just really wasn't for us. We longed for something more. We longed for that for several years. And Young Living has brought that to us. So to be able to have that, and to also see our friends have that, and gain that, has been just incredibly amazing and life-changing for us, to experience this type of freedom that we just never saw coming, but have so enjoyed. And our future is definitely wherever God leads us. We have bigger dreams than we've ever had before. I have a quote on my wall. It says, dream big and bigger. And I'm a pretty big dreamer, and so is Jonathan. But this has allowed us to dream even bigger beyond ourselves. And I just love that. I love that we can help our friends say yes to an adoption, that we can help our friends say yes to building a home. And gain that has been just incredibly amazing and life-changing for us, to experience this type of freedom that we just never saw coming, but have so enjoyed. And our future is definitely wherever God leads us. We have bigger dreams than we've ever had before. I have a quote on my wall. It says, "Dream big and bigger." And I'm a pretty big dreamer, and so is Jonathan. But this has allowed us to dream even bigger beyond ourselves. And I just love that. I love that we can help our friends say yes to an adoption, that we can help our friends say yes to building a home. So it is just amazing to be a part of that. And we would absolutely love nothing more for you to come alongside of us and join us on the journey. There is so much room at the freedom table, the wellness table, the abundance table, whatever it is that you're looking for, you can definitely find it alongside of us. We have a community that is just simply amazing and mind-blowing and encouraging and the most incredibly warm, joyful place to be. And I'm just so excited and thankful to be a part of it. And I just appreciate your time. I appreciate you listening to a little bit about my story and how we got here. And I'm excited for where we're going. And I hope that you will link arms with us and go with us too.